Well, hello again, and welcome to Two Questions For. And we haven't done these in a while, but starting them back up again. And today we have two questions for Amy Willers about Living Waters. And we are going to begin a Living Waters complete session, a 14-week session on January 21st. It begins at Tuesday nights. And so we hope that you'll do a little more research and thinking about that. But for now, let's ask you about your experience with Living Waters. And my first question is, how did you kind of come to Living Waters? And maybe what were you hoping for when you came? A two-part question to start.
Yeah, I really actually, I don't remember, but I know there wasn't some big thing that I was trying to deal with at the time. In fact, if you had asked me, I probably would have said that I was fine and I didn't need to go. So when I think back of why I went, I think probably it was because I was a people pleaser and I felt like it was something that I needed to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you came. That's good. And when you came, tell me one thing that happened in Living Waters how God met you. One thing that you were made more whole in or free from, or what was your experience like?
Yeah, I mean, I think so many things actually, but as I was thinking about this question, I felt like it was kind of funny because I think the first thing that God worked on in my life was the fact that I was a people pleaser. And I think that He, I remember about halfway through, we have to do this check-in time and say what we've been learning so far. And I remember talking about how I had put down a boundary, or I hadn't taken on some emotional baggage that I didn't need to take on. And it felt like a huge step for me. And so I'm thinking back now and thinking, it's interesting that I signed up because I was a people pleaser, and I feel like that was the first thing that God worked on with me, to show me that I had value and worth, and I was okay to put down boundaries in that way. But like I said, there's so many other things too.
Sure.
That
Well, there's two questions for. We don't have time, but I will say this as we're finishing up this two questions for. One of the beautiful things about Living Waters is you hear people's fuller testimony who have been through it, and so that's a beautiful way to come and hear people's stories, how God have meant them. So, but for two questions for, we stay simple. Last thing. The last time we talked, and I'm surprising Amy with this question. So the last time we talked, you had an analogy that you said it's like Living Waters is like. Do you remember it, and would you share it with us kind of in closing?
Yeah, I think about this a lot, that, when you are sitting, Tamara does this so well, when she says, notice your shoulders, notice your jaw, are you carrying any tension there? And all of a sudden you're like, oh, I was carrying tension there, but you didn't know it before someone pointed it out to you. That's what I feel like Living Waters is like. You don't always know what baggage you're carrying or what God can set you free from until somebody points it out to you. Yeah. And then it's like your eyes are opened. But I also thought I'd like to add, sometimes that sounds scary, but I think God is so gentle. And think about the relief you feel when your shoulders loosen and your jaw loosens. Yeah. It's a relief. And I think that's God's gentle way of dealing with us and pointing out things that He wants to set us free from.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing with us. I will just say again, Living Waters begins on January 21st, Tuesday nights through the spring, and you can find out more on our website and at the greeters table at Church of the Apostles. Thank you for joining us again. Thank you, Amy, for two questions for.